Hi, my name's Scott Hayes with Compass, and I mainly sell properties in the rural parts of the Bay Area. And I always get similar questions. Is this a good well? Should I be concerned about this easement? How does a septic system work? Among a bunch of other questions. So what I thought I'd do is put together a series of videos to try to explain these things. So stick with me. Wells. Well, actually water systems. There's a bunch of water systems when you come out in the rural parts of the area. You'll have anything from community water systems, like Cuesta La Honda has a little community water system. Las Cumbres, the county actually runs some water systems, and they all have different things. So the first thing I want to talk about though is wells, because that's a little bit easier. Here's what a wellhead looks like on a property. Just a little cap right there. That one doesn't have a pump in it. We'll come over this way and I'll show you one that does have a pump in it. This is my well, actually. Well, one of a couple I have. So depending on where you are, there's a couple of different pieces to a well. What we have here is one of the wells at my house. And the well is the casing here. It's like a 6-inch casing. Inside of that is actually a piece of PVC and some electrical wire, and at the bottom of that is a pump, and in my case it sits around 400 feet deep. The other part of this, which I'll show you in a minute, is the water tanks. So what this does, this doesn't go directly into your house. This is pumped into the water tanks, where if you need any kind of filtration, it's filtered over there. And then from there, it's pumped into your house. It can be pumped into your house a bunch of different ways. Well, there's not a bunch, there's actually two. It can either be gravity fed, which I don't have, or it can be filled with a pump. The other part of well consists of, or a water system, I guess in this case, is water tanks, and then some way to get the water from the tanks to the house. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. One is gravity. You'll find a lot of these tanks are in a high location and they're gravity fed down to the house. The other, which is what we have since our house is on a ridge, is to have a water pump. So there is this pump right here, I'll show you. It's this blue thing right here. And behind that is this brown, it used to be blue apparently, tank. And that is a pressure tank. So the way this works is the pump fills that up with pressure in water. It's half water, half air, basically. And then as you turn on your sink, it usually pulls just from this little pressure tank. And that way you're not turning this pump on and off all the time. What burns a pump out is the amount of times it cycles, not it actually running, apparently. So why did I show you all this stuff? Well, I wanted to give you an idea of how a well works typically. There's all sorts of different water systems out here, but again, we're just talking about wells today. We can certainly go into the other ones at a later date. The thing that's important about it, though, is you need to make sure and test these things when you're buying a property out here that's on a well. You need to test for quality and you need to test for quantity. Quantity is really hard to fix. If you don't have enough water, you don't have enough water. Quality you can usually fix with some kind of filtration. It can be expensive or it can be not so expensive. Some of the water out here you can drink right out of the ground. Some of them have minimal amounts of treatment you have to do. Some of them have salt in them and you have to do a lot of treatment. So it's important. To give you a baseline of what you're required for in quantity, the County of San Mateo requires 2.5 gallons a minute to build a new house. So that's an awful lot of water. It's, 160 gallons an hour, which is a huge amount of water when the typical family uses about 100 gallons or 150 gallons a day. But that's what the requirement is. That's kind of what you want to shoot for when you're looking for a well test, if you're wondering what's good and what isn't good. Quality, you'll get a whole list of things. Some of them are easier to treat than others. I certainly know people that can put up treatment systems for you if there are some issues. But keep in mind that quantity is going to be the most important about everything else. So that's my quick primer on wells. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section. Give me a call or shoot me an email. Hope that was helpful.